Good evening and welcome to the Highgate Select meeting for Thursday, October 6, 2022. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Is there anything for public comment? Sue?
Just to let you know, they are dumping again on the beginning of Monument Road, again. I don't know what could be done, but they're dumping right by the hotel, and I'm talking barbecue grills, chairs, a lot of big items. I got somebody that's keeping an eye on it, but I'm in and out, but I just want to let you guys know, maybe you can talk to the person at the hotel, tell them not to dump. I don't know, but I've been noticing the last week and a half, people are dumping big items. Just to let you know. Otherwise than that, I really haven't had much because I'm just back on the road myself.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. So, no one on Zoom.
No one on Zoom.
Okay, so moving right along. Shelley.
You were shorter than I expected, Sue.
Well, I'm just next month I will have a whole page for it. She missed me, I know she did.
We all do.
Okay, does everyone had a chance to look at the check warrant?
Yes. Yep.
Can I have a motion to sign?
So move.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. What you got?
Other than that, it's just really busy with the tax collecting, so I did not even have a chance to print the report, but they have been coming pretty steady. Dropbox, mail, and in person, all of the above. And a few even on the website using credit cards. So, yep, payments are coming in, and there's just a few more weeks to get it done on time. So, if for some reason they can't, you can't, please contact me, set up a payment for them.
I was just gonna say, set up a payment plan, that's the way to go.
Yep.
It really is.
It's a lot easier to budget.
Oh my God, yes.
So, the delinquent tax sale is still in process. There's only been 2 people removed from the list, so, these people are not first timers on the list, so they know the drill.
Yeah.
You know it by heart, right?
Yeah. So, other than that, the audit is completely finished. I wasn't here the last time, and we haven't received anything back from them yet, but when we do, I'll pass that forward too.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I have today.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for Shelley?
Actually, I've got one thing. Are the taxes, as a taxpayer, are the taxes lower this year than they were last year in Highgate?
They sure are, Vern.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Something went down?
The tax rate went down
Oh my.
on both the homestead and non-homestead rate.
Another reason to move to Highgate.
Another reason.
Awesome, thank you so much. This was your public service announcement.
Okay. Anything else for Shelley?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Keep the faith.
Yep.
I know, the audit, taxes, and elections coming.
It's the busy year. It's the busy time of year, yes, for sure.
Alright. Speaking of all those things,
Yeah, here we go.
yeah, how's Wendy doing?
We're doing, you have minutes from, when's the last time I saw you people? September 15th, so long ago.
So, has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from September 15th?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to sign?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Yes, thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So, elections. Ballots did go out. last week. I think all of Highgates were released on September 26th. So everybody should have gotten them by now. I've had a few instances where a husband did, a wife didn't. We're waiting it out a little bit to see if they filter in. We can issue new ones, not a problem, so just let me know if you don't have yours. As of today, I printed some numbers. I think there was 2,193 that were released, and as of close of business today, we had 185 back, so that's in just a week.
Well, 186 is in the Dropbox.
Okay, we'll get that tomorrow. So we are going to be processing ballots ahead of the election, which we are legally allowed to do. Our BCA voted on it last year. I just posted this today. We're gonna be pre-processing ballots on October 14th, 28th, and November 4th. All at 11 o'clock here with Zoom links, so people can come and watch the process. They can zoom in and watch the process, very transparent, there's nothing fishy going on here. I reached out to all the JPs today and asked them, 2 of each of them, to sign up for a shift, to be here with me and Shelley to pump them through, make sure the numbers all jive before we put it away, drive it out the next week. So after November 4th, anything that comes in, we'll be processing at the polls on November 8th. So that is an open process, so anybody that wants to come watch is more than welcome.
During that process, are the results, you have up to the point, are they?
All we have is the number that I pumped through. We won't have results
Okay.
until the end after 7 p.m. on November 8th.
Okay.
Yeah,
It keeps the tally.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's just taking the info, but we won't have any
There's
results.
a logbook that we have to account for the tally on the tabulator every time we put it away, take it out.
Yep.
To make and sign off that it matches our records, so.
Yeah. So there's plenty of paperwork.
Checks and balances.
Yep. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to process them ahead of time because it takes a lot off our plates on that day.
Yeah, and I expect you'll have a lot of write-ins too,
Sheriff,
you know.
yes. So this election typically does not have a lot of write-ins, but this time we are going to. So it'll be all hands on deck when the polls close, JPs, Highgate has the best. So we'll get done. Let's see. Oh, pumpkins, Danny Russo decorated. We look swanky.
Yeah.
So the Santa Claus of Halloween is here. And I'm gonna take some pictures and post them. The park looks beautiful. He would put them at both of the signs entering the village on both ends. I mean, he dropped off a lot of pumpkins. So thank you to the Russos for that. The Siskoy Valley School District contacted me. They're thinking ahead to town meeting. You don't need to decide anything right now, of course, but just to put in your head, they are considering sending ballots to all voters, school district. That can only fly if all 3 towns in the district agree to do the same thing. So we, Franklin and Swan, would all need to agree that we're gonna mail school ballots to all of our voters. I suggested maybe a postcard instead, but again, I told them I would just plant the seed. I don't know how the other towns feel about it. Swanton is already all on the ballot. We're a hybrid. We
Right.
have elected officials on the ballot. We have public questions and budget from the floor. Franklin, I believe, is all on the floor. So we all operate a little differently. I don't know where the sweet spot is as far as this happening, if it's gonna happen, but all 3 towns would need to agree. The work would fall on us, the cost would fall on the school district.
Well, since the work falls on you, what's your preference?
I'm not opposed to the work, I just don't know. If we were to send school district ballots out to everybody, we'd probably also send our ballot, why wouldn't we? But we still have a floor meeting regardless.
Right,
So,
doesn't really make sense.
so I just told them I would plant the seed, get you thinking about it. You don't need to decide anything right now. They're just starting to discuss it themselves.
I have a feeling you won't even have to make a decision because Swanton might be all on the ballot, but they have a lot more voters than we do. So if they're stepping and stamping and mailing
Right.
to all of their voters, that's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I
I'm
wonder-
opposed to the work, I just want it to make sense
and
for
Franklin doesn't
everybody.
do ballots at all.
I don't see Franklin doing it.
So,
Right, and all 3 towns need to be on board because we're a district.
Well,
might be one of
that's-
those things where if
I
we
tried it
wait
once
wait
on
long
recreation.
enough, we might not need to make a decision.
So it's just, they wanted me to mention it, they just brought it up to me yesterday. I did send a message out to Franklin and Swanton, just to get a pulse, what they were thinking. Haven't heard back, but.
Well, I'm assuming that's their hope to get a vote for their budget.
I said, you know, you could send out postcards with
Right.
the tear off, mail this to your town clerk to get a ballot, but, and they said they talked about that too, so maybe that's the route they'll go. But it might come up again as we get closer to January, when we need to start making all these decisions,
Right.
so. It's been mentioned, and that's it, but, just a few fun events going on, there's a craft fair and photo show that the library is doing now at the school on November 19th. So that'll be fun. And then there's the haunted Highgate and trunk or treat at the arena on October 31st. This is recreation, library, and the school PTKO.
And fun.
Yeah, hopefully there's $4.
It's Sunday.
It's a Monday this
Monday.
year. Oh, it's on Monday. And I think that is everything I had.
Yeah, well, any luck, it won't pour like it did last time. It'll be so cold.
I don't think it dampened the kids' spirits any. They still had a great time, but it would be a lot more
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Well, and I think we had like 4 adults for every kid, so I think everybody get in on it.
Yeah.
Grandparents, parents,
Yeah.
aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers,
Yeah.
and people love the haunted house. You're gonna still do the haunted house this year as well, aren't you, Todd?
Yes. Well, I'm not, but the rest.
Yes. So, good time for all.
Yep.
And it doesn't cost you anything.
Does not.
Free fun.
That's right.
That's all I got.
Okay. Heidi?
I'm gonna start right out with the Vermont Community Development Program Planning Grant for the master plan project on the village core. There is a letter in your packet. I'm seeking your commitment to a $2,000 cash match for that budget. Cause we're able, I have the match in kind, but it's not gonna help us pay for that consultant.
Right.
And the $2,000 is for the water piece, to nail that down and see if there is a, to have that set so that when it goes to voters in March, you can say, this is what the plan is. So I didn't really wanna wait and find out if we get the other grant or not, so, it doesn't change the budget any, it's just meaning that $2,000 of our required match would be in cash. The rest would come from one time. And the village core has 15,000, I believe, in the capital budget for this use, so
Okay.
if the board agrees, that's how I would submit it.
So has everyone had a chance to look at that?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have a motion to sign?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Alright.
Aye.
Could I just ask one question? I'm just trying to refresh. So people are gonna be voting on the Nishi house in March, is that what they decided on?
Just the wastewater piece.
Wastewater piece, okay.
Yeah, just the wastewater piece. So, we've got the grant for construction, 1.285 million for, the wastewater construction. So we're working through final design right now, and that's that pie chart I gave you a while ago. The town has just a little shy of $200,000 commitment at this time for that project. So we're ready to ask the voters if they will support that system. And then we would continue to develop the library plan with this grant right here would be your design for the library, and getting you closer to a presentation at the following town meeting for construction on the library.
We still have to have a water plan, and we still have to determine the building status, correct?
That's what I was trying to, just to get things straightened out, because I did have some people ask me about it, and I just want to make sure that I'm giving them the message correct. Okay.
We're getting closer, but
We are here, yeah.
we need to go through this process.
Okay.
So, having said that, do you want to go right into the contingent purchase and sale contract? Or would you rather
I
do
think
that?
you can still discuss that in executive, if, because it is a pending contract.
Okay.
So I would wait on that.
Okay.
I can ask you about Brewer Road. We received a request to put a gate on Brewer Road, which is allowable on a class 4 road. And there's a map in your packet that shows Brewer Road just as an extension off Rollo that goes right up to the border. And I guess there's been some funny business on Brewer Road. And I put an email in your packet as well from a Canadian resident who said he was visited by a truck coming through a cornfield. That did a little bit of damage too. So it sounded like he'd be in favor of that also.
I didn't know there was one call.
Except, everybody gets treated the same with the select board. So, you got the Ballard Road on one side, you got the Brewer now, so you can't favor one over the other. So, I'm having an issue with this. Gotta make sure that people are treated the same.
Agreed. So, the issue with the Ballard Road is past the residents or prior to it? Or I guess I'll.
Well, it's basically the same type of complaint. And that's the status of the border and the illegals crossing, which Swanton sector has had a large uptick, according to,
Like 400%?
424 or 27% I read.
It's on the news last night.
Yeah. So,
Is the difference that it's Brewer Road is a trail, is it a abandoned road, is it?
no, not really.
So where is Brewer Road exactly?
Right next to Claude Horton's farm.
Oh, okay.
They're just the clouds.
Oh, okay.
They're tearing up the
You
streets.
can get out there,
You have a map in there.
There's a
Okay.
cemetery out there.
okay,
There's an
yes.
old cemetery out
There's an
there
old
too,
cemetery
I think.
out there.
Brewer Cemetery is out
Town
there.
cemetery. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where the vans were.
Is gating higher on Ballard, not an option? Gate
Yeah.
This is, I've not been to Ballard, but in my opinion, there should be gates on all the roads.
Yeah, this road goes
All
up
of
here.
If that's gonna stop
Goes here right now.
people
Right, if
legally
that-
running,
Yeah.
but you're gonna run into issues. If you do that on Ballard, then
Right.
you're upsetting the apple, the apple cart, but in my opinion, there should be gates on every one of those roads.
So it is on Rainbow. I mean, I think that's the one they showed on the news last night.
And they can't be locked. It's not okay to lock them, but you can have a gate there. So. Okay, so I will say you are not interested in doing that now, or do you wanna consider it further?
Well, I think it needs to be considered further.
I think we need to talk about it more because
Yeah,
as a can, I've been kicked down the road too many times.
Yeah.
I'm very much in favor of putting gates on these roads.
We're talking gates at the very end by the border, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but I would like to talk about it more for sure.
Yeah.
Cause this road's a little different from the Ballard Road. It's, it dead ends. And I'm looking at it right now, there's one house at the beginning of it and nothing else.
Apparently they're not dead ending, no.
Right.
No.
They're not dead yet.
Life is a highway.
Yeah, and I guess I would wonder too, how much of that falls to customs and not to the town of Highgate.
The cost.
Right. I mean, you're employed to control the illegals.
And just as a point of clarification, I think he's asking if he can install a gate, he's not asking you to install a gate.
Okay.
Mr. Ford.
Then I would guess that's a question for the Swanton Sector Chief. You know, which we ran into with Ballard. Do you want a gate there, do you want it blocked, or do you want free and open access? You know, you have to patrol that, we don't, what do you want? This is your baby, you're a head, we're just a town. Do you allow gates, blockages, or not?
So put it back on the next agenda, you'll percolate
Yes.
on it for a while?
Yeah, put it back on the next agenda.
Will do.
It's not like dumping a pile of gravel.
Right,
Gate can't be locked.
Yeah.
On the Ballard Road situation, you still have access.
right.
Mhm.
I'm just,
I agree with you 100%.
I think it's
Gotta treat
still,
everybody the same.
yeah.
Okay, there's a grant in your packet for the transfer station. FEMA's come through with a grant. I'm calling your attention to the fact that they have missed a tiny amendment amount that we requested previously. So you signed a match commitment form back in March of this year, and that was a small bump just to cover overages for the consultant. That did not get factored into your grant agreement. It should be a little more than $1,000 higher. So Vermont Emergency Management is aware of that. They're still working on that amendment, and they've suggested that we go ahead and sign this and lock down those funds, and that in January we can apply for an amendment and lump that last little bit in with your grant, and we might have a better understanding of what the construction expenses will be at that time. Make sense?
Okay, I have one for Vermont Department of Public Safety, but,
That's it. It's-
okay,
It's
That's
1.7
Vermont
million.
FEMA.
Non-emergency management.
So amount awarded this action, $1,721,916.
Yes.
That is the federal share. Total non-federal share match, $594,950.25 for the town to come up with.
Well, also in your packet is the letter from Vermont Emergency Management that they will be utilizing ARPA funds to cover our match.
Hot diggity.
So it's a score, it's a major score, we just lucked out.
And that's for the full project.
It's for the full project. As I said, when they sent us their notice of award, they cut our contingency, so hopefully in January when we reapply, we can bump that back up based on the expensive, in how much inflation has affected construction pricing.
Okay, is everybody okay with signing this grant agreement? And if so, do I have a motion?
I'm good with it.
Grant, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Grant, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ed Adrian has just joined us, he's gonna be going into an executive with you later. So, again, you have the match funding for that, so, and you can see that, I've updated your grant spreadsheet, gave everybody a copy tonight on the table. And, both of those numbers are calculated in there, on the second page, I believe. So under FEMA hazard mitigation grant, you've got 1.721916. And then under Vermont Emergency Management, I'm sorry, I didn't adjust that down, I have the old number, $700,017. That's dropped down to the amount you had as match there, $593,000, because they lowered the budget.
Okay. All right. Next.
So you signed that agreement for the grant? Okay. So I think we're good. Just wanted to mention while Ty is here, we met with V-Trans over on the rail trail. They have a great plan for a pavilion on the property and a bike storage area for the rentals. So we'll be submitting that November 1st. So we're gonna hustle and get that submitted. And just an update, since I wrote the report, Doug Rolla has been here and done measurements, so we are one step closer.
Okay.
And that is it for me.
Okay. All right. So our big news that Heidi left out was the award of $1.4 million to the airport program. So
1.538.
To be exact.
yes,
5.
What's
Those
a
are hard.
What's 100,000 months for us?
yeah,
Those are hard-earned dollars right there.
This goes towards the airport, correct?
yes, that goes for toward the sewer and water
Okay.
implementation. So that's great news. Heidi
Good job.
certainly commended for doing a great job and staying on
Thank you.
the powers that be to get that committed. Well, that was a really good job.
Big cold start.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually would like the sticker of your
I
hand
don't know what
stars.
I'll see if we can work something out for you.
Okay, so that was a great plus for the town. We are searching for a communications union district representative still, so if anyone has any interest in having more internet, broadband, and technology in our areas, please reach out. We really do need to have a representative for our town. There's money to be spent and we'd like to make sure people can spend it. So, that, do we have any other things from the select board? I can hear the crickets. Okay. All right.
Actually, I got one thing.
Yes.
This goes back to the election. This is the first time the state's done mail-in balloting for every registered voter. If you could please, in the town of Highgate, if you get an extra ballot, or if you get a ballot for a family member that's moved away, could you please email me at, I don't even know my own email address. It's on the website, town of Highgate website, but Verb Rossi. I'm tracking this. The only reason I say this, my daughter, who's been gone for a year, got a ballot. If it's happening to me, it's probably happening to other people. And I'd like to get to the bottom of this with the Secretary of State and see what's happening. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. So
It makes sense.
it's,
States need to talk to each other.
yes. So if there's nothing else, we will call an end to the regular select board meeting and enter into executive with Northwest Regional Planning, Ty Schweiner, Heidi Rich Valenta, and Ed Adrian. So, can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Yeah,